call our next speaker, Dr. Jawahar Surisetti, psychologist, purist, TEDx speaker, advisor to government, best-selling author, and innovator. He has been lately adjudged as one of the top 24 policy makers of India by leading Daily New Indian Express. He has been bestowed the NYT DA Vinci Innovator title for the innovations in social education, and the topic in which he will be sharing his knowledge is shift your mindset, shift your business. Over to you, Mr. Jawahar.
So good evening to all and good morning to those in another part of the world. Today, since we are talking to women most probably, so I'll keep myself relevant to that, although the topic is very generic, but still. So I run something which is known as My Beti, where we create entrepreneurs out of the girl child. And this is a very clear opportunity given to girls to ideate, to set up businesses, get government help. And I proudly say that there are a lot of them who've done extremely well in the field of entrepreneurship. So let me first share experiences why women make good entrepreneurs, and a little change in the mind shift can change the gears of their business. This is what I have experienced, and I'll share my experience. So the first thing is that the emotional quotient of women is higher. I'll give an example how I lack in that and how I learned it from my mother and the other women in my life. So I was working for Z, and I was posted in Jaipur. So my sister sent me, that time there was no mobile, nothing. So a fax came to me with which was the wedding card of my sister. And in that it was written, loan of 50,000 wanted Jawahar. So I, with the same wedding card, I sent it to our chairman of ZTV, Subhash Chandra, with a note, loan of 50,000 wanted Jawahar. And the fax went to him. Within 2 minutes, it came back rejected. I was furious. And I lost myself and said, 12 years I have been working for this man. So ungrateful, 50,000 rupees he is not giving me. And next day morning, I fly to Mumbai from Jaipur and go to his home. He sees me in a rage and says, come sit with me in the car. We'll go to the office. We went to the office, pin drop silence in the car. And when I reached the office, he said, now shoot, what do you want to say? I shouted for half an hour that I worked this, and lost emotional control, and told him that after 12 years of service to the company, this is what you give, reject the 50,000 loan. He said, done. Now you drink water. He picks up his intercom, calls his secretary, whose name was Annette, and tells her to bring the envelope that he had made. She comes with an envelope, and in the envelope there is a check of 5 lakh rupees in the name of my sister and 2 tickets for me and my wife to the place of the wedding. I said, then why did you write rejected? He said, Jawahar, you've been working with me for 12 years. You don't understand how I work. My objection was that you write that after 12 years, I understand that you own a piece of the company, and you still have the gumption to write that 50,000 is the loan you want. Loan is the operative word. And he says that loan means you have to return back. That means you think that you are not a part of the company. I felt bad. And that is why I rejected the loan, not the money that you wanted. Now, here is what happened. I lost all my emotional control, and the 12 years of relation that I had with my employer went to air that day because I was not able to understand. Now, this is where a lady comes in. And this is where a lady has an advantage in the entrepreneurship, in the mindset. Yes, there is a disadvantage also that although the emotional quotient might be high, she sometimes is very, very brim with emotions, and that is sometimes how it affects her decision making. So some small changes that need to in the mindset. One is the mindset of the society against women working is something that you might face at your workplaces, or generally even at your homes. So that is something that you will need to find. So when men don't need to fight this, the mindset of the society against women working or women getting into entrepreneurship is higher than that for men. You will have to fight that. The second is your own conditioning in the years that you have been brought up, that you might not be fit for entrepreneurship is something. These are the two major mindset changes that you will need to bring, because these are very heavily conditioned mindsets, and we will need to fight it out. So don't take it seriously when people say that women are not built to be entrepreneurs. You don't need to take them seriously. That is something that they think, and their salute to whatever they think. You don't need to take it seriously. The second is that your conditioning, whatever it may have been, somewhere you will have to dump it and say that, okay, I want to become an entrepreneur. That is the thought that is coming to me. Let me see whether I can try and consolidate what I am thinking is right or not. Now, with this emotional extravaganza that we have in the women's mind, there is a chance that you might overthink. What will happen to my children? What will happen to my family? If I give time to the entrepreneurship, what will happen? What will happen now? So this overthinking is something which is a part of the mindset which you will have to relinquish. Yes, you can say that I can apportion 4 hours, 5 hours or something like that, and not think about anything else in that time. But overthink is a big overkill for women in entrepreneurship. So there is no need to let your emotions go haywire and say, no, I want to do whether I can do justice to my family or not, or something like that. So there is no point overthinking, because it won't help you anyway. The second important thing that I thought out of my experience is that women usually take the back seat. Now, in any business, your self-promotion, whether it is your own, if you are the business, or your business, is a must. Women are not prone to self-promotion as much as men are. They do their work quietly at homes also, and don't cry hoarse about the contribution that they do to their family elsewhere also, to the society at large. But that self-promotion or lack of self-promotion in women is not the same when they get into business. They will need to get into the overdrive of self-promotion, because that is a much needed necessity for women entrepreneurs. So the mindset of not promoting what I do, or what is my sacrifice, or whatever my role at home, is not the same as in the case of entrepreneurs. So I would say, get comfortable with self-promotion. That is something that you will need to see, that you need a change of mindset. The third important thing is, when we ask, especially women, when we ask for money, or when we charge for something, we ourselves discount that somebody who is a male counterpart might be charging X amount, so I should charge X minus 2 or X minus 2%. This discounting, if you are confident of the services that you give or the products that you give in your business, and they are no less than what a man gives, then please don't discount your payments. There is nothing that can stop you. I think as an advantage to women in your business and your communication, as the previous speaker was, the communication of women is more effective, because the communication carries with it emotion, which a man might not be trained to. So that emotion is where the communication reaches your heart and then to your mind. And that is the reason why you can charge equal, or maybe sometimes more if you have the skills, but don't discount yourself that I can't charge so much. So this pay parity thing that we talk about is there because we think that we need to discount, or we agree that there is a discounted rate available to us, let us do it. So in entrepreneurship, don't discount your services irrespective of what your sex is. You are equal, and we think that if you are able to deliver, then you are the best. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is, don't raise self-doubts whether you are fit for the job. These days, earlier, I clearly remember, if I get through engineering, let's say, Mechanical is not for girls. Civil is not for girls. Electronics, electrical, computer science are for girls. So there is a clear distinction. And if I want to build aircraft, and the family says or the society says you are not fit for that, or as a girl you should not do this or you should not do that, please don't get into those self-doubts. If you want to take mechanical, if you think that you want to build aircraft, there is nothing you can stop. See, there is only a small part of it which is physical. There is a large part of it which is your skill mentally and emotionally, which is going to build an aircraft. You do not have to pull up all the parts, lift them, and make the aircraft yourself. There will be people around you to do it. So if you are confident and if you are of the opinion that you should take a particular branch, irrespective of what the society thinks, it's a male-dominated thing, please go ahead, do it. We've seen a lot of people doing a lot of things, and women driving buses, heavy buses in Himachal, you would have heard of it, or maybe women getting into wrestling, which was a usual domain of. Now you will see women getting into cricket and all physical activities also. And similarly, you are seeing, although there might be only 20% entrepreneurial women, but that 20% is enough to propel you to the next 30% or become equal. That those 20% are people who have broken the taboo or broken these stereotypes and gone ahead and done things that they want to do. So I think it is your intention, it is your passion and your worth or self-worth that you have assessed. It is your quality over quantity that is going to help you. And if you are able to give value to others, no discounting, think before you act. Now, this is something which entrepreneurial women as well as men, I am not discriminating here, because if you act, you are going to lose without thinking. So you need to think that art of thinking is something which is important. Yes, don't let the thinking be clouded by emotions, as I have said earlier, and then act. And failure is something that you are going to have to deal with. But as a woman, I understand that there are a lot of times at home also where we fail, but we still live up to it. So I think you are better built to handle failures. And also focus on the why. Even if you fail, why did I fail? Even if you succeeded, why did you say I succeeded? And build teams around you, because you will not be able to do everything yourself. So I think these are some of the pointers which I thought I should share with you. And last but not the least, the mental pressure that you handle at home or while doing tasks at home as well as at work might be something which you will have to learn to handle. Because although I know that you all have a great deal of understanding of how to handle stress, but there has to be a vent to the stress of a day. So you go home, talk to your children, talk to your husband, or talk to anyone, talk to your brothers or talk to your parents. That vent to stress is what is going to decide on how well you are going to perform the next day. And that vent is something that you will need to create at home or at an alternative place which is not your workplace. So last, I'll give you a story. This is in US. There was a girl who came to me during my counseling sessions, and she came up and said that I have pain in the knees. And when I go to a doctor, the doctor gives me a pill and I have it, and 6 hours later, again, the pain has come. So I understood that this is a psychosomatic thing. This is not a purely physical thing. Now, it took me 7 days to understand what had happened. And slowly she came out. She didn't know what had happened, but I said, what is your story of the last 2-3 years? So she came up and said that, sir, as I am staying with my sister and my brother-in-law, both are very loving people, and they are both into software jobs. And as any girl would like it, they like somebody to be married to like their father. This girl thought that she would like to be married to someone like her brother-in-law, such a sweet couple, the sister and brother-in-law. So unfortunately, the brother-in-law died in a motorcycle accident. Now this girl started thinking that because of her liking for her brother-in-law, nazar lag gayi, like we call in Hindi, she felt that it was because of her, although there is no logic to whatever she said, it is because of her that her brother-in-law had died. And because of this guilt that she had, she was not sharing with her parents, or she was not sharing with her sister, because all of them would say, "Arey, tune kya kiya? Why you did something like that?" So the mental stress that she was having because of not able to vent her feelings turned into physical pressure, and she had pain in the knees. So she took 7 days of half-an-hour sessions to tell me her story, because she realized that in the 5-6 days that this gentleman will not tell anything to my parents. He doesn't know them. So she got the confidence and shared the story with me. As soon as she shared the story, the pain had subsided. So this vent that I had given to this lady to de-stress is something that is needed for women who are going into entrepreneurship, because it is not easy to handle both the stresses of home as well as work. That extra stress that you have, you will need to find a vent every day with someone whom you think you can help and who will not judge you. So I think that's all.
Thank you, Dr. Jawahar, for giving us your time and sharing your knowledge and experience with us. Thank you.